Zoom has given us the go-ahead, Nick.
Oh, that evil voice that says recording in progress. That's Zoom. That now commands us.
It does command us, and yes, we are falling too much into the Zoom world. But anyway, I'm so happy.
Kill your neighbor. Yes, thank God for that. The last guy I spoke to was saying about, I really like Zoom. I'm really embracing it. I hate it. It's just kept us prisoner in our, in our homes. And it's like, we are under curfew, courtesy of Zoom.
We are, but at least look, it gave us the opportunity to meet. So
it did. But you see, what would have happened is I would have got on a cheap little flight. I would have been in America anyway, probably, and then we'd have been in. I don't know where are you based?
I'm Toronto, Canada.
Oh well, great. Well, we would have been somewhere on, somewhere on the down by the harbour, having a bit of sushi. It would have been great.
It would have been great.
It'll
happen. It'll happen.
I'd have flown over, got a cheap flight from LA, come in for the day, seen you, had fun. It would have been great. We'd have got a free lunch, but we don't. We get this.
Now you're really getting me angry. Okay, listen. let's just get on with it. I got lots to talk about because we also have to talk creation stories too. I got to get 2 movies in one.
Oh, fantastic! Brilliant.
Okay.
Right.
So let's start with Nemesis. Congratulations, and I gotta start by saying, who doesn't love a great British crime drama? I'm a huge fan. Is this a genre that you really just love?
I think it's a home invasion film, it's simple, straightforward home invasion movie, and that's a little bit different from the traditional British crime thing. And the thing being, one of the reasons I did the film, I've got a working history with the producers. They're all great friends, but one of the chief reasons for doing this, and I had to juggle for some things to make it work, is because they were making a film at the height of COVID.
Yeah.
We had a small break in lockdown, and they went to make the movie in that break, and I had so much respect for them and admiration that they've made a film despite this evil virus, all the rest of it. It was I'd have to be a real arse not to say yes to someone making a movie under these circumstances. You got help. But ironically, one of the few genres that is going to work during a worldwide pandemic is a home invasion movie. That's going to work in lockdown. Yeah. So in actual fact, the fact that it was a home invasion movie meant that you've got a bunch of people in one place. You don't have to move around. You don't have a lot of extras. Everything's a little bit clandestine. It rendered itself to that as well. I could see the sense in it. So that was, the reason for doing it. But also, it's a reason for it being a little bit different from the normal British crime films, British gangster movies. It is a home invasion movie. It's not a gangster film.
Yeah, exactly. And this guy that you play, this Frank Conway, like he's this, hard-boiled detective type guy, and he's got a mission. He's got a vengeance. I mean, okay, I got to ask you, was it hard being mean to Billy Murray?
It's really easy to be mean to Billy. Billy's got it coming. No, I think the character, which was another reason for actually, agreeing to the role, is that character that's so fraught, so caught up in his own revenge that it's destroyed him, and there's only going to be one conclusion to a character like that, and it's that character is just as, they're in Greek tragedies and they're in westerns and they're in modern crime films. That character's there's only going to be one conclusion for that guy. So it was really interesting to play someone who was completely self-contained. I had nothing to do with any of the rest of the film, apart from when I turn up at the end. I've got nothing to do with the rest of the story, and I made sure that I didn't. So it's fine. You're just this bubble that intersects like that, and then that thing happens. So that was good. It was good. All I had to worry about was playing my character and my concerns and what I was upset with. And there was a lot of, because of my relationship with the producers and the director, there was quite a bit of sort of free genre you know, changing a bit of dialogue, moving things around a little bit, and rewriting a few bits here and there, and it made perfect sense to me. You could see how he worked in the structure of the whole thing, but it was nice to play someone that was nothing to do with the rest of it. I don't have to worry what anyone else thinks.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. You know, Nick, you've been doing this a long time, a few years, you know, and I wanted to know how you decide what you're going to act in and what you want to direct.
It's all to do with what people ask me. Will you direct this? Yes. Will you be in this? Yes, probably.
Sure.
You know, I'd love to be the guy that goes, I sat there, George Clooney won't do it. Will Nick Moran do it? Yes, absolutely. I'll do. It's all about, but especially the times at the moment, you know, the way things are.
Yeah.
You know, I'm there's so many people that haven't worked and aren't working, and there's this terrible thing going on around the planet. And
Yeah.
I'm so lucky that I was able to carry on working through over the last 18 months when, you know, and I felt, you know, it's a privilege to be asked to do anything over the last 15, 18 months. And, you know, you have an onus to say yes. I'm particular about what I direct. You know, there's a lot of stuff doesn't go past the first stage. It has to be something that I can make very much mine. You know, a lot of people, when I directed Telstar, which was is a wonderful film, but it's a rock and roll biopic with all these strange, colorful, fantastic characters in it, and ultimately it's a gay love story, and it's not. I think word went out that I was directing films, and suddenly I got asked to direct a load of gangster movies because of Lock, Stock. But I'd written a play which won a bunch of prizes, was on in the West End, and then adapted it into a movie with, you know, Oscar winners in it, and nobody watched the film. They just read Nick Moran, director. Oh, he can do this COD gangster film that we've got. So my work as a director is much more something that I can connect with, and I can really give a specific identity to. And my films are very similar in some ways.
Right.
And they have a lot of layers and a lot of tones and a lot of things to them that I wouldn't be able to get out of some of the films that I'm in. As an actor, you turn up and do it, and do it as best I can, and do it with much more empathy than I used to before I became a director as well. You know, I make sure that I learnt my lines and I know what I'm doing, and I don't slow things down because I know how frustrating that is. But as an actor, yeah, you can get me pretty cheap as an actor, as you know, as a director.
I'll remember that. My next film.
As a director, you have to kiss me first, but as an actor,
that's okay too. Now, quickly, I have to get a couple questions in. Okay, so Creation Stories. Loved this film. I loved Alan's story. You know, you said you had to connect with it. What was it that connected you that you wanted to tell Alan McGee's story? Because I have to tell you, I mean, it was really great. I got a little choked up, especially the scenes when with his mom. Oh my goodness, there's a lot going on in this film.
Yeah, what my job as a director is to make sure that there's that I wring the nuts out of the content of every scene. So it's not just the dialogue. Because that's how you think as an actor. You're thinking about what's the scene about. So as a director, I think, what's the scene about? And so there's the dialogue, there's the rewrites, but there's also how can I shoot this that makes everybody understand what's going on in the guy's head. Yeah. And it pisses everybody off because whatever the polite way of saying that is, it frustrates people because you know, Alan talks to the bank manager. That's like 2 pages of Alan talking to the bank manager. Why has he got a track? Why are they zooming back? What's this? Why are they doing that? Because I wanted to create the idea that the man's talking about figures and money and everything, and he doesn't have a clue, and he just disappears into the background, because that's what the scene's about. The scene isn't necessarily about the dialogue and the overdraft. And the same with the scene with his mother wasn't in the script. And I came up with it the night before and didn't tell anyone, right? So this is just how I work as a director. Yeah. It says Alan puts on a tie. That's what it said. Right, boom, one line. Alan puts on a tie. Wow. So I got the direct. I got the actor, the actress. Nobody in the room. Everyone thinks it's just Alan in the tie. Like, what's he doing up there? And then choreograph that move. and no one knew what was going on. I did the move that they walked behind the camera, nice and simple. It's actually a trick that I learned from when I did Harry Potter. You think it's all magic and super CGI, but normally it's just take a jacket off and duck down while the camera goes past you. That's how Hermione disappeared in front of me when I was the leader of the Snatchers. She just ducked under the camera. So it's good enough for them. It's good enough for me. So I had them walk around the back, this very elaborate shot, which is a real tearjerker. But yes, by the time everyone realized what I was doing, so costume and makeup and continuity and all these other people are running up the stairs, I'd already shot it. Goodbye, because I need to. My guerrilla way of working is I find the best way of telling the story as emotively as I can, and it means creation stories. It's a 2-sit movie. The second time you watch it, you understand. Oh, this is actually about rebellion. And this is about the beauty of chaos, and this is about us not being part of the machine. You know, this is about not doing what Zoom tells us, and this is. And that's what the film's really about. It's not about Oasis. It's not about Britpop. It's about It's about the creativity in anarchy, in rebellion. Being a creative rebel is what makes us human, and it's all being ebbed away. You know, we're being told what to do and think by a device that tells us how important an individual we are. By the way, buy this. You're an important, valued individual. Now buy this and listen to this. You know, whereas 15, 20 years ago, what you bought, what you listened to, what you wore was something you discovered. Now it's something that you're force fed. And those things are in that film, and I have to put them in sideways because they're not in the script. And that's what makes the film, gives it an identity. And I can't do that with a movie. Something like Creation Stories, I knew Alan. I was king of Britpop. You know, I was on the same surfboard. You know, in 1998, me and Noel Gallagher were out all the time. I'm the lead in Lock, Stock. That's the Britpop movie. You know, we were all in the same nightclubs and in the same scene. So I knew exactly how to evoke that beautiful chaos. I knew exactly how to bring that together, and I could do that with that film, and I wouldn't be able to do it with other movies. And I'd like to think, I know other directors wouldn't be able to have the same human connection with that story because they weren't there the same way that I was there, or Ewan was there, or Alan, or Noel Gallagher, or any of those guys that were there at the time.
Yeah, well, you did a terrific job. I wish I could talk to you for another half hour, but there's people waiting for you.
Oh no!
In front or in back of the camera, I really appreciate everything that you give us. You're terrific for both films. I loved both of them, and thank you so much for your time today, Nick. It was a real pleasure to talk to you.
My pleasure's mine. Thank you very much, Bonnie. I'll see you next time.
Down at the harbor in Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care. Bye. Thank you.